All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 965 on this beautiful evening. It is going to be a glorious Wednesday. It is going to be a Test Taking Techniques Wednesday. What? What did he just say? Test Taking Techniques Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday and we normally do some content. Well, normally we just do whatever the heck we want, but tonight we're choosing to do techniques because it is Techniques Week. It is Techniques Week. Did I forget to unmute? Did anybody hear me?
The blue button wasn't on.
Oh, anyways. All right. Technical difficulties there. Yeah. So test taking techniques all week long. We're doing it in the paid. We're doing it in the free. We got a workshop on this Saturday. It's going to be great. We got a lot of things going, guys. You got to keep that PMA though. Got to keep that positive mental attitude. We're going to be away from you tomorrow, but we'll be back on Saturday. But here's the thing. You can't let life get you down. You can't let them win. You know what I mean? You can't let things that didn't go your way get you down. You can't let those fails or anything that seems like it's negative at the moment get you down. Why do I keep saying all this? Because as adults, you guys, that is the major problem. Some people think that it's content. It's not content. It's your consistency. It's staying with it. It's being able to overcome obstacles. It's being able to deal with what's coming up in your life and challenges that stops you or gets in the way of you prioritizing these exams. Because let me tell you guys, there's so many of you that get so close and then you quit or you stop or you're like, put it on hold. I can't right now. My kids, I got this. My husband's being a pain in my butt. My wife won't stop me, won't stop asking me to do stuff around the house. All these things, right? It's always something. And I guarantee you the reason why all these things happen is a lot of choices that, you're making and you're not being disciplined and you're neglecting in a lot of areas that is causing this to happen. I know it's like, Andy, like you don't understand. I do understand. I completely understand, guys. And if you've been on here long enough, I've talked about my sobriety. I've talked about overcoming a lot of things in my life and challenges, losing 100 pounds, starting this business, not even knowing how to do it, just literally coming from, building cars for a living. Guys, I know things are hard sometimes. I know things are scary sometimes. I know that sometimes we lack that belief and we want to have that faith in it, but it seems like everything isn't lining up. You got to keep that positive mental attitude. And I don't mean stupid positivity. Where people are just deliriously delusional, with the positivity, like literally, right? Like they just do not like do you not see what's going on here? Like literally they could it's almost like that Monty Python thing, where the guy's like, he's like basically gets all his limbs cut off and he's like, it's nearly a flesh wound, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Some people are like that. At the same time, you do have to have a little bit of that. You have to have a little bit of that to sidestep some of the stuff that's going around to keep your focus on where it needs to be. You cannot let all the negativity, you cannot let the naysayers, you can't let all of that stuff get in your way. It is the biggest obstacle that Brandy and I encounter on the daily. It is the biggest obstacle. Small group tutoring. Heard it many times. There are people going through real stuff. There is some students on here that are going through some real stuff. Brandy and I got notifications that a couple of our students have cancer right now, and they're going through that. And we have prayers for them. We have a couple of students that have lost parents. And if you ever lost a parent at any age, it's hard. Or lost a child. Brandy and I both went through that. We understand that. It's hard. But you know what? I know life keeps moving. It's a river that never stops. And if you stop, you'll drown. You have to keep moving with it. You have to keep moving with the current. You have to keep you'll hit the sides, you'll hit some rocks. It's a rough ride. But you know what? There's a lot of smooth water in there too. But you can't stop. You can't stop. And if you feeling that drowning right now, that's because you're stuck. That's because you stopped swimming. Keep moving, everybody. Keep moving. We're heading into the holidays, and that's rough for a lot of people. But you know what? You got a lot. You got a lot to live for. You got a lot to believe in. You got a lot to achieve in this life. You got a lot of people depending on you. There's even people depending on you haven't even met yet. And I get excited about that every single day. I get excited by all of you. I get excited by the future students we have. I get excited by seeing some of you, not all of you, but some of you getting these licenses and making a huge difference. And I see the things that you guys are able to do in your communities. It literally gets Brandy and I excited to do this every day. It gets exciting. And we have no financial gain from all the, we've seen our students, that they go on and they're like, they're making lots of money, and some of them maybe not, but they have achieved a lot in their communities. And they're able to help people. They're even able to help their family. There's a lot of people on here are doing this for their children. They're doing it for their family. They're doing it for a lot of reasons in their community. They want to represent their community. They want to represent themselves in the industry. There's a lot out there to do. And guys, focus on it. Focus on those good things. Focus on the positivity. Focus on the things that you don't even know has happened. Have faith in it. Have belief in yourself. And if you think you can't do this, I'm going to tell you, you can. You just got to believe it. See it. It's foretold. Will you get the next pass notice? Shoot, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't going to lie to you like that. You might get hit and knocked down more than Rocky. But do you know what I seen in that movie? That fool still got up. If you take anything from that movie, or, and it is a metaphor for life, really, you just have to keep getting up. You have to punch back and you have to keep getting up. And that's just what it's all about. So don't doubt yourself this weekend. If the scores aren't there, if you're not feeling like it, get onto the Discord, get onto our community, join in, talk to people on there, hit us up, talk to us. We literally make this community so that way you guys can have access to something Brandy never had, which was people that she can lean on, which was people that are going through it, which were in a system, in a program where it was positive, where you can ask questions, post questions up there, figure out how to look, flip it, around and say, hey, you know what? I don't know why this is right. I don't understand what's going on in this question. I don't understand the topic. I don't understand the content. I don't understand why I can't understand it. If you do this alone, it's dang frustrating. It's dang frustrating. Don't get frustrated. Be on the community. Be on the Discord. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to look like you don't know something. You're never going to get this stuff if you don't humble yourself. Brandy now looks like, oh, wow, she knows everything. Oh, wow, she's so smart at breaking all this stuff down. Oh, wow, I wish I had her brain. Oh, wow, I wish I could go take that exam with her in my ear. Y'all, listen, I was there. I could tell you right now that book went flying past my head many a times. There was a many a pencils that hit the wall. There was a many a times the markers went flying. There was a many a times of tears. There was a many a times of doubt. There was a many a times where she'd had no one to ask. If anything, if you're not paying for us, if you're using our free, if anything, get locked into our community. And I'm going to say this, if you're not paying for us, at least let people know what we do here. At least spread the word. At least let me know that you passed. So that way, look, like the electricity around here is not free. But if I can spread the word and you guys help me market this thing out, or help us market this thing out, that's good enough for me. We help each other. It's a community. So if you're not strong enough and you're not feeling it, lean on the community. lean on the Discord, get in there and lean on each other. It's awesome when people lock arms, and it's amazing when you have people around you. It's an army. And that's what we created with this. And that's what we wanted to do. And if you're not on to our program, or you're not into the Discord, scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat when they're there, or if they're already there, and join in. I'm just telling you guys, this is something that Brandy and I always wanted to do. We never wanted to do just content. We never just wanted to be one of those study preps that just drop content on the weekend and say, hey, here's my 2-day program, pay $100, pay whatever it is, $500 if you want to talk to me. We never wanted to do that. We wanted to have a community of people in which everybody's trying to go to another level, which everybody has a positive mindset, which everybody is trying to do something instead of complaining about it. I don't know about you all, but I get irritated when people, all I hear is like complaints, and I hear no plans. It's like, no, yeah, okay, you just gave me what the news did. You did nothing better. Now, what are you going to do about it? What positive role are you going to have in the society? What positive role are you going to play in your community, in your family? I want to do that. And I want you guys to be a part of it. I want you guys to be a part of our community. Join the Discord, get into study groups. Like I said, post on the different, what do I want to say? Study groups and channels. And this Saturday, we're going to have a workshop that's free where we go over the techniques. If you stay on afterwards, or even after the brew sometimes, and you're like, hey, Andy, I don't know how to work the Discord, where do I find stuff? Guess what? You can always stay on afterwards, and you can always ask after class. Just like you did when you were a kid and you didn't understand something, you stay after class with the teacher. Guess what? You can do the same thing. I'll show you. Brandy will show you. Guys, we are more than willing to help you out. Just be locked in. Be on here when you can. It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday. I can't wait for it. But we got the 21-day plan. If the academy isn't happening, guess what? The 21-day plan. It's a guided program, but a self-guided program. But guess what? You're never alone. I just said that. You got the Discord. You're never alone. So if you can't go to the academy like consistently because you're got business, you got bills to pay, you got stuff like that, guess what? Don't do it. Our first part of this program was always the 21-day. We wanted people who were hustlers, who are business people, who have stuff to do, who have families, and we got to study in the morning, we got to study at night, and we got to have a system in which that is able to do that. That's what the 21-day plan is. That's why we have the videos. Then we have the live sessions. If you can tune in, you tune in and you go ask your questions. You can learn exam mastery. Those have replays. That's why those have replays. Sunday nights are there because people have usually Sunday nights open, but you can always catch a replay in the morning. And if you're like on the East Coast, Mid Coast, look, guys, it doesn't matter. We got replays. We got the Discord. It's always open. Get on there and be with us. So tomorrow night, we do not have the Studying Brew, but guess what? The community is always open. Brandy will be there. We got study guides, SIE 663. There you go, 951-290-3077. That's the phone number. Let's go through the schedule for tomorrow real quick. We got live sessions happening. We got the academy. We're doing techniques all week long, techniques in the SIE, techniques in the 65. Small group tutoring, we will only have that if there's people registered for that. If there's nobody registered, we're doing something else. And you'd already have to register by now. So it's a little too late, but Tuesday is already open. You guys can register for next Tuesday. All right. Next screen. But we will be back on Friday. Tomorrow night, we don't have the brew, but on Friday, we do have test prep. Sorry, we only have that 1 and 11 a.m. There is no academy because this is techniques week. So we're not going to repeat. So we're only going to have the one on Friday. I don't like more meetings than there needs to be. So that's why there is just one session on Friday. I don't like meetings longer than they need to be, and I don't like sessions longer than they need to be, and I don't like more than they need to be. So there you go. Guys, if we have something going on, it's because we feel like it's a need for it. If there's no need for it, and if there's no need for the time, guess what? We ain't doing that either. So we only have the one on Friday. So make sure to be there, get those reminders as they come in. All right. Again, Studying Brew not happening tomorrow night, but we do have Saturday. That is happening. Make sure I already started putting all the stuff out there. It is the same Zoom link you're on right now. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. East. It is free. There is no recording. but you got to be there. There's no cameras required. It's only about 30 minutes. We make it quick. Like I said, I don't want to fill up anybody's morning as long as. So the 30 minutes we have planned, we'll hang out for at least probably another 30 minutes if anybody has any questions. And so that's how we'll do it. All right. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Test taking techniques Tuesday. Nope. It's Wednesday.
Yep.
Techniques Wednesday. We're going to do that. Wisdom Wednesday. I think that's what Eric or Joanna said to me. Yeah. So Wisdom Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we're going to do techniques. So tonight, just like last night, we're going to do the same thing. We got rules to technique nights. We got rule number 1. You're not allowed to ask what exam did that question come from. It's irrelevant. Look at the skill sets. Look at how she's breaking it down. Look what she looks at first. What's the observations? What's the mood? What's the vibe? What's she pointing out? What's the key words? What are all the patterns, the opposites, all that stuff? We're going to break it down. And most of the time, it has nothing to do with securities. So don't leave the biggest part of your what I want to say, your arsenal, which is your common knowledge, your common sense. Don't leave that at the door. Put it in there. So don't be afraid to get in there and point out those things as well. Rule number 2, you got to practice. You got to get good. That's how you add things. That's how you get better at all things, right? Got to practice. So right after this, do a 10-question flash quiz. We call it the 10-question flash quiz. 10 questions, 10 minutes, as fast as we can, 1 minute per thought. Have you seen Brandy work a live quiz? Maybe we should do that next week. Have you seen Brandy work a live quiz? Literally, it's about 12 seconds, maybe 20 seconds worth of thought. And we're moving on.
Yeah, I did a 10-question quiz today in 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yes. That's how fast. So if you think that Brandy's giving you something that you're like, it's impossible. No, she does it on her own. Trust me, she was doing CEs this today and she was setting the timer on each one. She just 100%, by the way. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
I actually took a screenshot that said 1 minute, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. The broker-dealer acted as a principal in the trade. There is a mistake on the confirmation. The broker-dealer acted as an agent in the trade, and XYZ stock. Okay. Probably hold on, stop. My brain. Hold on. XYZ stock probably dropped. Okay, look. The fact that it says probably dropped, not usually a tested statement. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like we're not in test world, probably not. I don't like that. Right. And then there's a mistake on the confirmation. Again, in test world, that's rare. Unless they're going to pinpoint like what you do if there is a mistake, probably not the answer.
Right.
But these two acted as a principal, acted as an agent, right? Now, I could say that principals, I don't know how they get paid. Like, are you a principal of a school? I don't know. But agents get commission, right?
Yep. I mean, yeah, we want to get paid, right?
Right. So agents get commission. Real estate agents get commission, right? Okay. So let's go to the question. And the question says,
I'm just
gonna scan it. I'm looking for
Oh my
commission.
gosh, Brandy, there's numbers. Is this a math problem?
I don't know. No, because there's no math in the answers. There's no number in the
I
answer.
already eliminated a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, there's no math in the answer. So this is not a math question, right? But I'm looking for commission. Customer, broker dealer purchases 100 shares of Z50 later that week. The confirmation arrives electronically indicating the code costs 5,000. The customer is puzzled that there is no additional charge for commission. So there's no additional charge for commission. So that says agent commission. So that can't be it. So it has to be a principal.
Just on elimination.
Yes. Process of elimination.
You got there because there's an opposites, right?
Right.
You might not even know why 8 is.
No, who cares?
But you got it right.
Yeah.
And that's what matters in the exam.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's it.
There you go.
We're working towards pass notices here.
That's right. Bills.
Yes.
Now, I know, okay, so this is how I have it memorized. Bills, notes, bonds, out of order. Now, the thing is that before when I've done this before, I tend to think it bills, notes, bonds, but when I'm teaching it, I'm usually going A, B, C, D, right?
Right.
then somebody's like, how do you do that so fast? And I realized, well, no, in my brain, I already went bills, notes, bonds out of order on the screen. So now I show you guys it's okay to go out of order. If
Yep.
you have it memorized, bills, notes, bonds, do it that way, right? Why do we have this memorized? Less than 1 year, 2 to 10, 10 plus, and this is grandma. Okay, it's not necessarily grandma, but this is like
Government
government
mortgage.
box. I have monthly memorized with this Jenny Mae monthly.
I just look at Jenny Mae as
Mhm.
grandma, and I associate grandma as always backed,
Mhm.
and it has something to do with mortgages,
Right.
and it's monthly.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I have on my paper. That's all I have is in my brain.
Exactly. All right. The question says all of the following pay interest except, well, we just said grandma pays monthly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And bills are less than 1 year. Can I pay interest in less than a year? Like, what's the point? Like, by the time I get you my interest payment, all that stuff, the loan's already due.
It's like sending a check for 2 cents.
Basically.
It's like sending a check for 2 cents in the mail. It costs you way more money in the postage than it did to what was actually in the envelope.
Yeah.
Next time, mail somebody a stamp.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's true.
No interest, T-bills. We can go into why, but all right. A, warrants can be purchased on margin, but rights cannot. Okay, real quick. Let's see. Brandy always teaches it. Rights, warrants, rights. This is short. This is long because warrant is a longer word.
Hey, and if you're like complaining that you can't read her writing, guess what? Get onto the page. You can read it all. It's already in the study guide.
I'm doing it fast.
We're doing this quick, like we're doing a test.
Right, shorts. Below current market value and existing warrants are sweeteners. And this is for higher than current market value. Okay, I think it's enough.
Sweeten a deal.
That's right. Okay, so warrants can be purchased on margins, but rights cannot. Neither of them can be purchased on margin. Rights and warrants can both. Rights. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, these are two separate things, right?
Yeah.
So get out of here, both. They're two separate things.
Right.
Also, because they are two separate things, get out of here, neither.
Yes.
Okay. So then I go, okay, well, this one's long, so I could do that on margin. But if something is short term,
no,
I can't borrow money for that.
No, come on.
Oh.
Right. If you were getting a loan, would you get a loan for $5? I mean, I'm just trying to put it out there in a small amount.
By the time
it's a short-term amount, right? By the time you put the paperwork in, it's not even worth it.
Exactly.
The time and effort.
It's going to expire
Yeah.
Before you can even, like Andy said, get the paperwork in.
The time and effort and manpower to put something together for $5 is not even worth it. Why would you do that?
Get out of here. Got no time for that.
Go look for cans.
Yeah. Okay. A creditor position, a debtor position, an equity position, or an obligation. A debtor position and an obligation are exactly the same, not similar, not opposite, exactly the same. So get out of here. Right? Okay. And then I have the fact that equity is stock and a creditor position is a bond. Right? You bought it.
It's like buying a loan.
Yeah, you did the lending.
Yeah. By the way, I heard about the Elon Musk buying the X. Was the worst thing that those banks ever did in giving him money. It wraps around into there's no bonds being issued to help cover the loss, and people backed out. So now those banks are all out of almost, like they said, like $20 billion when it's going to be said and done. That's crazy because they can't issue bonds.
No. Because it's not a publicly traded company. If you guys are wondering, it's because X is no longer a publicly traded company. So
They got screwed.
can't issue bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. So stocks, bonds. Oops. Question says, when purchasing a bond. Boom. That's it.
Just connect the dots. Bond.
That's it.
Bond with bond. Bond, bond.
Bond. James Bond.
But do you see how we did a process of elimination? Like if you read this question first, you probably would have taken a lot longer on this just because you were like trying to figure out everything you want to know about a bond. And then you're like trying to figure out everything about creditor. And it just when you go linear like that, it really, you lose it.
Let's do it on the next one. Let's give an example.
Okay.
Potential. I have it scrolled down like this. It's down at the bottom of the screen.
Because we're going to do this like everybody else does.
Yeah. So it says potential risks of owning common stock include all the following except. Okay, so risks. I have market risks. Okay. And then there's business risk. Capital risk. I think it's going in alphabetical order of what Brandy writes on the right side of the paper. Default risk, I think, is next. Repayment risk. I think that's one of them. You see what I'm doing?
Reinvestment risk.
Reinvestment risk. It's our favorite, right? It's our favorite one. Reinvestment risk. Do you guys see what we're doing? We're literally trying to pull out of the air every risk that we have written down or memorized that it could possibly be.
And now we're going to look for the except. Okay, so now I got to remember
Yeah.
everything.
What's not?
Okay, what's not now?
Okay. Default risk. I think a default risk, I remember that's with bonds.
All right, let's look at the answers.
Wait, there's two answers on here that don't even say the word risk.
Now what?
Son of a. Okay. Unlimited liability, business risk, low priority and liquidation, market risk. Gabriel in the chat put last in I'm assuming he means disillusion, which would be this. So we know that is a risk. Low priority and liquidation, paid last, boom. That's one. So, but we're looking for the except. Guys, if you constantly miss that you're trying to answer the except, go like this. Does that make sense? Put on your paper what you're looking for. Ooh, is anything unlimited? Well, let me look. Let me look real quick. Business risk, we already mentioned.
You listen, they give you unlimited shrimp at Sizzler, but at one point you're going to run through the stock in the back. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not really unlimited.
There you go. Market risk, all things, get out of here. So then we're left holding unlimited risk. I mean, unlimited liability. Now, if you guys remember from a previous Studying Brew, either this week or last week, we talked about if I owned one stock in Amazon and Amazon went bankrupt, are they going to come after my assets for that?
No.
Am I liable for Amazon going out of business when I bought one stock?
No, there's limits to that liability.
Right. So this is the except.
Let me tell you, I'm not buying stock if it means I got to take on that. I'm not buying anything. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, sorry.
Eric said, or you order unlimited shrimp and the entire company shuts down.
Yeah. No.
But do you guys see how much longer and how much painstaking process that took by thinking in the air? And then we look at the answer choices and anything that we mentioned wasn't even on there.
Get yourself a shrimp boat. Homeboy ordered unlimited.
Right. Red Lobster it is. All right. Stock prices, the money supply, personal income, new orders. That's all random stuff. Right? Like that's random. Like I don't even know. I could say B has 3 words. The rest of them have 2. They all end with all end with a dot. Oh my goodness.
A period?
A period.
Yeah.
Okay. All of the following are leading indicators except, okay, wait, hold on. Leading. Except. Well, this one is definitely, it says new. So that would be first, right? Leading, I'm leading the pack. That means first. Leading, new. Does that make sense?
Right.
Okay, so I'm not looking for that one. Yeah.
You know what I was gonna say?
Hmm.
I'm all personal income is a leading indicator. I don't know.
But don't you need to work first before you get income?
Yeah. Or you can have a business or whatever, but I mean, I'm just saying. There's some people that don't work.
That's true. if you're not working, you're probably not getting personal income,
Right.
right? So then that leads to leading again. Work or no work leads to income or no income,
Right.
right? Money supply, that's the M1 thing. Money supply is all the cash that's out there floating, not your cash, just all the cash. And then stock prices actually is a first thing, because what are you going to do first? You're not going to deplete your bank while your stocks are sitting there. You're going to start liquidating your stocks if you need money. So this is first. This is first. But personal income, we work or not work, and then the income is there.
Personal income can't be the leading one.
No, it's not. And guys, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because this is a test topic.
Bill lost his job. Oh my gosh, the whole thing's gonna collapse tomorrow. No, it can't be that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is a test topic on the SIE, the 65 and the 66. So I thought I would make sure that you guys saw how this works.
Make sure that you are looking at that.
Make sure we have an amazing table that we created for our members.
Do you know what I say was the trap on that one?
What?
The new orders. How many of you were thrown off by new orders? You were thought maybe new orders is it. I think there's a few.
I think I just visualized that my amazing table that I created, personal income is in the middle.
Available on
Patreon.
Also available in our store for on our study guide. Check it out. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We do not have the Studying Brew tomorrow night, but we will have member sessions tomorrow afternoon. We will be on Friday for our sessions then. Saturday, we will have our workshop that is free for everyone. So anybody taking a multiple choice exam, be there. We're going to have fun with it. It's only going to be 30 minutes, no cameras. So if you don't have your face on, you haven't had your coffee, keep the camera off. I'm sure you're beautiful people, but nobody's that beautiful in the morning if they're not ready for it, right? And then Sunday, we'll have our member session as always. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. So check us out. Make sure you guys get back onto the brew, get on that workshop. Until then, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Practice your techniques, your Kona catchphrase, and your quizzes tonight and through the weekend. We will see you guys on Saturday. Have a great one.